I'm familiar.
Chris Flynn, do you remember her name?
Not
I don't know from when.
I would have bet her term ran up.
One copy of it.
Okay.
Thank you, Colton. Good afternoon and welcome everybody to our back to face-to-face meeting. And we do have some on Zoom today, so glad to see you ladies. I think we'll call the meeting to order. And the first is our review of on-site packet.
Madam Chair, we do not have an onsite packet.
Okay, we'll move on to the minutes. Are there any additions or revision? Oh, excuse me, the agenda. Are there any revisions or additions to the agenda? Okay. Announcements is next.
Madam Chair, this is Linda Davies, practice specialist. I'd like to introduce the investigative team members to the practice committee as we have not met in person for over 2 years. We have new staff. Yay! We have RN investigators Deb and Ruth, who are not here currently. We have Richard, Randy, Abby, Stacy, and Suzanne are current here in the audience, and they are our 2 part-time RN investigators. We also have Evan and Hannah, our new administrative specialist, and they help round us out for all the technology and data processing that we so need help with. The nursing experience that we have currently at the board is, besides Carol with her ICU and administrative background, we have med-surg, OB, ICU, dialysis, NICU, psych, and home health backgrounds. So we're excited to kind of have a well-rounded background in nursing. So I will also like to say that Ruth has graciously been helping to address the practice questions that have come in via phone and email, and you'll see later a report that she has helped and Hannah helped us draft. But the changes were many during the pandemic, and she helped with Carol keep on top of the executive orders that are related to nursing practice. So she did a good job.
She did, thank you, Linda. Then we'll move on to approval of the minutes from June the 28th of 2022. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, can I hear a motion to approve the minutes?
Motion to approve the minutes as written.
Thank you. Melissa's made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Sharon. Is approved in second. Any more discussion? Hearing none, those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Motion carried. Next is unfinished business, and we have the 5-year legislative review on the KAR 60-7-105, the licensed mental health tech standards of practice. And I know we have had some discussion, and we do have in the packet, it is in there, isn't it? Yeah, oh, there it is, yeah. The proposed additions after discussion, that's up for a motion. On the licensed mental health technician shall, and of course, we removed the old verbiage of mental retardation setting and replaced it with some more improved, updated description. Is there any further discussion about this 105? Okay. Hearing none, would anybody like to read a motion to approve 60-7-105 standards of practice for licensed mental health tech?
I'll move to accept the
standards of practice or the legislation 60-7-105 as presented here.
Thank you, Sharon. Is there a second? Anybody want a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Melissa. It's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? And hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Motion is carried. Okay, now we'll move on to the RNLP and scope of practice, and that's Linda.
That's in your packet as well. And it's something that we've been working on. And currently it's still in draft because we're overlaying the specific Nurse Practice Act statutes and regulations to kind of coincide with the ANA competencies so that we can kind of, if we have this then put to the website, then it would help direct RNs and LPNs to kind of like search there first and then ties back to the Nurse Practice Act. So this is still under development, but if the committee has any more thoughts on what we need to be doing, please just let me know. So I think Sharon, you had mentioned last time that we could possibly send it to you to.
Yeah, I
talk
had
to.
some edits, and what I'm gonna do is just send those to you so you can take comments.
Sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Now refresh my memory again, Linda. Once these are approved and they're going to be put on the website, where would one find them again?
Well, under.
Easy click for people, I hope.
Let me see if I can pull it. Well, I don't want to pull that one up. That's NCSBN. And I need a KSBN.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to ask.
That's okay. That's a good question.
I
It's right
forgot,
here.
we had talked
So we
about that
have-
a long
I
time
don't know,
ago.
can you see there? Yeah,
Mhm.
so we have resources, the tab here. And
Okay,
like, we did the delegation for tasks for school nursing, and so
Yeah.
we put that here. And then we did the naloxone dispensing that the committee kind of reviewed, and we put that up there for them to know where to go and start their conversation for where they need to go next. So like resources at the practice, if they wanted to like look at this, and we want to put this up here, we could easily put another. Colton's really good about helping us put things in here and
that would be nice.
go there, but then
Because
we
even
would,
if they're skimming along, that'll just pop down and there it is. They won't have to call and ask
Doesn't
where
work
it
quite that easy.
we could do like
that.
a newsletter article too, to kind of like at least
Okay.
alert them, hey, this is what's up there now, please check here if you have questions.
That's
please."
nice. This will be nice.
continue
as
with
a
this.
reference.
We also, we could do it on social media too. If you have
Okay.
like a little blurb, you could put it out there. Concern.
There too, that's where I would suggest.
Right,
Do you have any
that's a
other
good idea.
ideas?
No, I think
That's about the only place it fits, but it'll pop right down and there it is. I like that.
Mhm. So yeah, I think that would probably go. So.
This looks nice. You're doing a nice job,
Mhm.
superimposing all these pieces to cover our bases. This is really nice. Now Sharon, what are you adding? Some school
Oh,
nurse
I'm
stuff or
just-
just?
Yeah,
Oh.
well, and prep, yeah.
Okay, good,
It's
good. We want to cover all,
Probably not specific to school nursing.
Oh, okay.
But, health promotion and stuff.
great,
Good, good.
great.
You probably think of because we're out in the community versus in an
Right.
agency, so
That sounds like a great idea. I like that.
I'll just send it to Linda.
Now this will be great when it's done and up there. Hopefully that will help a little bit. This looks good. Okay, now we have the new business, which is the practice questions.
Again, this is Linda Davies. There is a table in your packet, page 9. Like I said, Ruth has been helping us answer the practice questions throughout the pandemic. And so we started asking, I think, Melissa, you had asked at one time, do we have volume and type and, what are we looking at? And so we started logging them. And so this kind of, and then Hannah took the data that we gave her, and she created this nice visual for us to be able to see. But you can see that, they're pretty consistent. APRNs, RNs, LPNs, others includes facilities, physicians, attorneys even are calling in and asking us, what do you think of whatever? And it's interesting to see what kind of calls come in, but these numbers are probably baseline numbers, and we may have missed a few in recording, but they do not reflect the back and forth exchanges of emails, and once the phone calls are returned, the number of calls and questions that keep coming back in, because it's one question and answer always leads to another question and answer. So these, I would say, are baseline questions. But Ruth has done a fantastic job keeping up with this. So I think this visual is nice because when we say we're busy, a visual kind of helps explain that a little bit more. So, but the volume and type of calls that come in are in the bottom, collaborative agreements, obviously, that came through with the new changes for APRNs and the regulations. And we got a lot of calls, and Carol kept us up to date with those, and had things on the website that we could refer people to. So that was nice. But there was a lot of questions regarding those that came in. That's pretty much where we're at right now with practice type questions.
Is it kind of the same topics in the RN's questions that if this comes in month after month? Is it kind of the same? There's nothing new that's resurrected? Okay.
No, they're pretty much the same. They want to know, they're being asked to do something. Can they do this? And, we can only answer that, we're not licensed attorneys. We're not, no staff is able to give legal advice. And, we've tried to reference back to the Nurse Practice Act. And refer back to any type of organization that they may be affiliated with, and then also to ask their legal counsel of their facility that they're at, for guidance. And that's what we can do. We can't really answer a lot of questions beyond what's in the Nurse Practice Act. So.
Does anybody else have any questions about call? School nurses are hanging in there okay?
They are a source of a few of these, especially when we get confused educators trying to interpret.
Yeah. That really looks nice. It's so nice to see a snapshot of what you do and how busy you are. This is nice. Very nice. Okay, the next thing on the agenda is the agenda for December 2022 committee meeting. Are there any items or topics that we need to move forward? I can't think of anything on the horizon off the top of my head, other than just updates on what we're currently working on. Does anybody else think, got anything else?
I don't.
I bet you today you probably don't. Okay, well, hearing none, I guess we'll adjourn the meeting today. Thank you, everybody, for coming. We do appreciate it, especially in person and online. Thank you for zooming in, ladies. Appreciate that.
Thank you. Have a good day.